If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button as well as the bell to be notified of future videos. Thank you.
Hello, Internet. When I tell you it's chilly outside, will you believe me? When I tell you it's wet outside, will you believe me? When I tell you it's windy outside and the wind is blowing off the sea, and it's damp, and my bones are rattling. But, as they say in the classics, music, it warms the cockles of the heart. Well, I've just run an errand. So if I'm sitting here rubbing my hands together, then you must know why. The heating is on. The beauty of central heating. Yeah, it costs. Anyway, I'm talking loads and loads of porkies. I gotta say, dag sê, lekker dat julle hier by my weer 'n draai kom maak. Dat ons gaan 'n bietjie gesels nou. Well, I had to pause there quickly because there was a elf running up the stairs. Anyway, dankie dat julle hier by my kom kuier. Yes, thank you very, very much. As we speak about a bit of music again. Now, we're going to talk 1978 top 20. But before we go any further, I'm going to reiterate the rules. I've added an extra one. Do you want to know what the extra one is? Well, I'm going to give them to you. I have 5 rules, basically. This is my interpretation. Rule number 2, I'm using 3 different websites to jog the memory. So, 3 different sources, let's rather say, than websites, that reflects the USA top 20 of the year 1978. The SA top 20 of the year 1978 and the UK top 20. Now, fortunately, we have quite a few songs that from off the same list, so I can be a little bit selective, and instead of giving you one song, you get my drift. It's on 3 of the lists, so it made it here. Only one song per artist/band, even though they may have listed more than once in that year. And this is utterly subjective, folk. It's my choices. And as I said previously, I don't like soppy, or worse, country soppy. So sorry, Koos. Ek kan jou nie uithelp daar nie. You'll have to just let Rebecca continue your education. Sit every afternoon for at least half an hour and let Rebecca educate you to what is real music and what is not real music. Thank you, Rebecca. Much appreciated. All right, this is the rule I've added. And in bold, you'll see here when I put a little snip in, no fighting, folk. As they say in the classics, don't shoot the messenger. I'm going to repeat. Here are the 3 lists, but 2 of them off Wikipedia, and the middle one is rock.co.za, the 1978 list. So, as I've said previously, feel free to leave me a comment down the bottom here, and I will email you this particular list if you so choose. Otherwise, I'm going to reiterate. If anywhere on the lists I do not find a song by any given artist that you particularly would have loved to have heard during this particular top 20, if it's not there, I can't include it, even as much as what I would love to please you. Remember, it's 20, top 20. We can sit here and talk about music endlessly. We can talk and talk and talk till the cows come home, the goats, the sheep, the horses and the donkeys. They can all come home and we can talk. We can sit around the campfire en ons kan gesels en gesels en gesels en gesels. Dis my smaak, maar ek probeer dit nie op julle afdwing nie. Dis hoekom ek lyse gebruik. Top 20 lists. That's why I use well-documented, well-publicized lists, because this is my taste. This is the best that I select out of here, randomly, as I've said before. But there's reasons why I select them, because some of those on those lists I don't like. But if I had to have my way, I would include loads of other numbers that one can scratch out. We haven't even touched on the three greatest leading groups from that era, including, namely, Pink Floyd. Got myself there. Led Zeppelin. And you could choose Deep Purple, Uriah Heep, Bad Company. Those are the three, or the five, or the six, however many. Oh, there goes my phone too. Gosh, I do boo-boos all the time. Anyway, let's get back to the music. I have done this. This is a middle of the road kind of thing. So that's why I say again, please, folk, don't shoot the messenger. Dialogue, yes, but let's be nice to each other, please. And then just before we get cracking, you can see 5 LPs behind me again. Here's 3. That's very obvious. That's pretty obvious too. But this one over here is slightly less obvious, but that's because one of the lead vocalists passed away just a week or so ago. So that should be a tip. But why particularly that one? Because I like that one way more than the one that really made them famous. And then there's the original version. PGs, that's not parental guidance. PGs, they were called. FM. I've given it away now. But that's an African flavor. You tell me what that one is called. So there's your 5 albums. I'll show you these. I don't want to make it totally simple that even the blind can see it. I'll give you a little bit more of that one. See there? It's an address. That one should be. There you go. I can't show you any more. You'll know. Obviously, this one. Because that's not exactly the LP that one of this week's list comes from, but it's one of these. And I've got a number of these. And then, there we go. You should recognize that one. It became sort of a cult figure type LP. So from that era, you should know it. Now, a lot of folk mentioned Rodriguez. I'm going to leave a link below to Brian Curran's site, his website. Brian Curran is an aficionado. Yeah, I like gooiing these sterk termen around here. South African, and he participates in a lot of different music type stuff. So one of the songs from this month, or this, whatever we call it, is by Macaulay Workshop. And he's particularly fond of them too, as much as what he's fond of Rodriguez. So that's why I'll include Brian Curran's website here and also down in the comments. All right, so the 3 playlists, again, 1978 Billboard Hot 100 top singles, the rock playlist hits, SA hits for 78, and then the UK top 10 singles in 1978. There they are. And just before I get stuck into them, I got to mention that the postcards are in the mail. That they are. I promised 2 postcards. I've actually said 1, the first person, but a brotherhood collaborated here against me. And that brotherhood are the Vikings. Now, I need other people because I can't keep on sending the Vikings postcard after postcard. There's others of you that love music. So come on, 5 LPs, and you get, if you name them, you get a postcard from Ireland. Promise. All right, that's about enough of the news and what's happening. And soon, I'll have to don this. You see there's our Christmas dolly with her hat on already. Look there. There's Christmas dolly. See Christmas dolly? This was a beach find. The two, you'll see there's a body, there's a head, and I mounted the head on the body. And that was also some Christmas decoration. And you can see the fig leaves. Can you see the fig leaves there? Anyway, I'll put in a nice photo of Christmas dolly here. She'll be accompanying me here. She'll be parking off and watching over my shoulder to make sure that I don't boo-boo. And soon I'll be wearing this, and I should be able to fit in a Christmas music show for you. And maybe that show will be lekker music to be listening to over the festive season. And there won't be too many carols because I am not a fond of carols. I'm a believer, but I don't like the commercialism of Christmas. So for unwinding type songs during the Christmas period, and maybe I'll give you a selection of my most favorite songs, and we'll get to that. You'll get to where I had my music education. For now, I say very little, and I want to say thank you for all your positive comments. When last I looked, the first 1977 top 20 passed 500 kykers. Yeah, half a thousand, half a K. I'm quite proud of that. I get that many likes. Well, I didn't get that many likes, but that many views. So here we go again. Your input, your comments are more than welcome, but just remember the rules. Remember the rules. Thank you, donkey. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. My Way, randomly placed up to about number 5. And then as I see it, the best of 78. Again, I've used the so-called official playlists. So this one is definitely off the South African playlist, number 20, Substitute. Yeah, you know, Clout. This appeared on the UK top 20 as well. So, but they had a bit of traction. Bit of a left field song, yeah. Matchstalk Men and Matchstalk Cats and Dogs. You remember that one? Number 19, Brian and Michael. Then back to South African playlist, number 18, So You Won Again, Copperfield. No, I'm not going to start singing it. And then, well, I suppose if I don't include some of this group's music, then I'll have all sorts of abuse hurled at me again. So yeah, thank you for the music. Yeah, thank you for the music. ABBA. And then number 16, now this could be much higher. Dreadlock Holiday, 10cc. And then away from his band, we had Forever Autumn, Justin Haywood. Remember last week's 5 albums? One of them was the double live War of the Worlds, and that's where this comes from. Justin Haywood's Forever Autumn. And then another Donna Summer. I was quite fond of this lady's music, even although it bordered disco, some of it. But MacArthur's Park, she had a great version of the song, MacArthur's Park. Once again, folk, that was number 14. And then this song got me into trouble. I got asked by a young lady who I was loosely romantically tied with at that stage. This was about my 2nd year in the Air Force, and I was home and we were sitting having a picnic in our backyard on the lawn, and of course our backyard, so that her father could keep an eye on our endeavors over the wall. They were neighbors, and that my mom could occasionally open the back door and say, "Are you all right? Are you all right? Aren't you cold?" in the middle of summer. Okay, so I had to explain this song, Kiss You All Over, the title of it, by Exile. What does it mean? And I sort of, I got and I said, okay, I'll start at the beginning again, and I'll kiss you all over. And then she said, are you sure that's the meaning? And I said, well, it's got another meaning, but your father will shoot me. Okay, so just let's leave it at the first meaning. You can work it out for yourself, surely. All right, then 12, a great song. Yeah, from the Dust Belt area of the US of A, Kansas, Dust in the Wind. Love the song, love the words. Pity I can't play the music. Pity, pity, pity. Once again, for those that don't know, YouTube will put copyright strikes on if I dare play more than 8 seconds of a song. And really, I don't think I can give you 8 seconds of a song and make you happy. All right, so I mentioned this lad and his Silver Bullet Band. I mentioned him. Still a bit low for my liking, but still the same. He could be, most of his music could be number one, my book. And number 10, did I have to put this in here? I suppose so. From that era. You're the one that I want. Who didn't see this? Yes. I remember arriving there in my grease outfit. One of my mates actually greased his hair with those little, remember you got those 500 ml cans of Castrol GTX. For this movie, he plucked his hair with Castrol for the fun of it. But I arrived there and I stood waiting until the movie was running already. This was in the bug houses in Pretoria, those fancy places. And she never turned up. She had stood me up. So I had 2 tickets and a vacant seat next to me. And about halfway through the movie, I got up and pushed off. Because really, when the people started sucking face here in front of me, and no, it just didn't work. So I got up, and she had a valid excuse. There was an accident in the family or something. I'm remembering. And she was a friend in any case, but it would have been nice to have spent my money on 2 tickets and got the value, but I never did. All right, then next up, Just the Way You Are, Billy Joel. I'm particularly fond of Billy Joel. I was fortunate enough, blessed enough to see him here in Dublin in the Viva Stadium, where some of you guys have watched rugby already, or you've seen it on TV. I was fortunate enough to have seen him there. I'm still 50 over the show. It was great, but I don't know, sometimes just we should have left it there, shouldn't we? And then this could also be higher, but this is not the best of them. Boston, Don't Look Back. Yeah, we shouldn't look back, should we? Well, we should, and remember the fun times, the good times, and that's what music does for us. And number 6. No, sorry. I'm going to get, if I had to leave number 7 out, I would get another tongue lashing par excellence. It's Foreigner, Double Vision. Yep, they made it onto the charts in 1978. And there we go, Foreigner. It's at number 7. Yeah, because I've got to juggle these things. I can't have your favorite band where I want to have my favorite band. But because if that's the case, then you can send me your top 20. And if you all send me your top 20 for 1978, if you all send them, then we can do a combined effort, yeah, and I'll put them together and I will feature your music. Okay? Well, I'll talk about it. I can't feature it, I can't play it. Anyway, here we go. Number 6. Number 6. This lady shook the planet to the core when she came out with this one. Kate Bush, Wuthering Heights. Yep. I still don't know till till today if I'm that mad about it. I'm mad about some of Kate Bush's music, but Wuthering Heights, did it really sort of, maybe it was a little bit too sharp on my ears. Right, that was number 6. Now into the top 5. I've mentioned Macaulay Workshop. They're at 5. Buccaneer. Good song. Really enjoyed it. Still enjoy it. Still, I have a little South African playlist that I put together for myself for a previous life when I did a bit of internet radio. And of course, this is on there. Then number 4. This could be higher. This could be number 1 for all I care. 2. No. It can't be number 1. Styx, Come Sail Away. Absolutely love this song. Yeah, it's a terrific song. Number 3, Mr. Clapton. EC himself, Mr. Clapton. I'll tell you a story about him. I had the misfortune, yeah, you heard me correct, to see him at an open air concert. We'd been waiting. When the tickets opened, we bought tickets to go and see him at the Malahide Castle. I'm sure I've got a photo here somewhere of the Malahide Castle and the grounds. Terrific spot. That's where the Irish Cricket Union's test arena is. There at Malahide Ground. That's where they played their first test and where some of the T20s get played in the Malahide Ground. That's between you and me and the 4 walls. I can include a photo there too. Spent many an afternoon there, many a morning there, watching cricket or supporting senior son in his endeavours playing cricket. He was quite good at it. Any case, it rained. It was a soppy mess. I was ducked back because we were tight on money, so I couldn't even get a beer. I think the good lady allowed me 1 beer. We had 3 of the kids with us. They were getting on in age from junior school to senior school. So it was great as a concert, and it was all my life I'd wanted to see Eric Clapton live, and the power went out and he kept on playing straight through the power cut. He didn't care 3 hoots. He just carried on. Nobody could hear that. People started booing him. That's how bad it was. For years, I would not pick up an Eric Clapton CD. I would not pick up an Eric Clapton vinyl. I would skip straight past them. I would not play them. I was that disgruntled. And it took me years to admit to my family, because every time they say, oh, yeah, that concert, I would say, yeah, it was all right. It was all right, because I didn't want to still wet their batteries, because they felt probably exactly the same as what I felt about it. But so it is. And then I forgave Eric. Uncle Eric, I forgave him, and I said, I'll listen to your music. And of course, I've always been a Eric Clapton fan from when I suppose, before I could grow a moustache. Right, that's enough waffle. Number 2, this was massive. This could be or should have been number 1, but only because of my bias. Jerry Rafferty, Baker Street. Yeah, man. This was massive, and it played all over. And every saxophonist, whatever they call themselves on this planet, thinks they invented Baker Street, the riff there. Anyway, Baker Street, Jerry Rafferty. There's a few other Jerry Rafferty songs that I sort of like more than this, because I suppose because this was played to death. Now to number 1. Now, if you do want to recall what I said in 1977's playlist, I'll ferret this song out somewhere, and if it's appeared on the charts, it might appear on my number 1. And yes, I have it here in red for you to see. Davy's on the Road Again, Manfred Mann's Earth Band. I absolutely love this song. I will always. And yes, I know he's South African born, go to Wikipedia. You can go read all about it there. To a Lithuanian Jewish family, and he changed his name because it would have been a bit of a tongue twister if you had to say Manfred so-and-so's Earth Band. You would have battled to say it yourself. So you can go there and you can go look for yourself. And yes, I do know Clout was South African, and I do know Macaulay Workshop and Copperfield, and a few more. Trevor Rabin, him of Yes, I do know that he was South African, and of course, one of my favorites, to a point, Dave Matthews, the Dave Matthews Band. Who will ever forget that song? But wait for it. We'll get there when we get there. So there you have it. My top 20 for 1978. As I say, if you disagree with me, as julle nie wil saamstem nie, soos my oupa altyd gesê het, elke Afrikaner wil sy eie skool hê, sy eie kerk stig, en sy eie politieke party, en soos ek sê, elke Suid-Afrikaner dring daarop aan dat sy biltong-resep die enigste korrekte en lekkerste biltong-resep is. Yep, for you that didn't understand, my grandfather always used to say, but I added the biltong bit, that every South African would want to have his own church, his own school for his kids, and his own political party. And I reckoned, I added to that, that every South African reckons, every Afrikaner reckons, we'll make that South African too, they have the one and only original biltong recipe, or the best biltong recipe. I beg to differ. Mine's not too bad. Ask my kids and my grandkids, ones that have never even set foot in South Africa. They'll tell you my biltong ain't too bad. Well, maybe it's because it's not. They've eaten other biltong from other sources already too. But yeah, you know us. So what I'm trying to say is that everybody here will have his own version of what the list should look like. So as I say, be my guest. Jot me down your 20, and the more we get, the merrier, and then we can pick and choose and see who wins out and how we arrange them. But until then, I'm going to say thank you very much for putting up with me. And I'm going to say, until we meet again, God bless.